video is really going to be about how to achieve your goals without selling out your entire life to get there. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday's life coaching message with me, Sufani, or Sufi for short. If you're new here, welcome. I give a new message every Wednesday on life and how to live a whole life. But before we go any further, please make sure to like and subscribe and watch weekly. Come back every Wednesday where I upload a new video. It's a one-on-one meet and greet where you and I can just sit here and have some coffee, have a little chit chat, and talk about life. In today's episode, you'll learn how to have a whole life, how to become the best you possible, and how to focus on the right things. Now, I'm older. I'm 53 at this moment when I'm recording, and I have wisdom under my belt from a life of history. Every Wednesday, I share some messages with you guys, wisdom that I've acquired over time. Everything I do in teaching is always about how can I impart this information to other people to better their life. This is why I teach, and it's really all about helping you guys get there faster than I did. So I want to share something about life that could be very helpful for you. And it's based on some things that I've seen in my life when I worked in my earth job, and I was very aware, keenly aware of how people were living. And I want to share this with you because it really stood out to me. So this video is really going to be about how to have a whole life, how to become the best you possible, and really how to focus on the right things in life. So let me start with just telling you a little story. When I worked an earth job and I worked at Adobe, I ran a store. I wasn't doing the software, I was in the creative end. And one of the things that I noticed so often that really upset me and bothered me was that people were so into their job, so focused on achievement and goals and making money, moving up the professional ladder, that they were really missing life. They were selling out their life and their balance in order to have this perceived goal of achievement. One of the things that always bothered me about this is because I knew that in order to be healthy and happy and have a good life, you have to be balanced in life. You can't only focus on your goals. And that means even if you're in a spiritual job, you can lose your balance where everything becomes about the achievement of that goal and what it is that you're trying to reach. What are you intending for yourself at the end of all of that? And what I was finding is that so many people got so focused in on their goal that they stopped seeing that living in the moment is really important. And it really bothered me because people were coming in and they were talking to me and they would be bragging about how they worked all weekend from home, or they came into the office and they were so focused on achieving this company goal that in my mind, I always knew that, the company is a machine and they're not going to remember you for all of your sacrifices. They're not going to care that you spent every weekend working from home or otherwise and sacrificing your own personal time. They're not going to care about if you didn't spend time with your children or your spouse, or if you didn't go out and exercise, you didn't do all those things that are healthy for you. They're not going to remember all of those sacrifices that you made. They're not even going to most likely remember your name when you're gone. Very few people actually get their name engraved in something that lasts forever in a company. People come and go. So it was such a shock to me that people couldn't see that they were willing to give up all of their personal time for something that is never going to remember them at the end. So what I want to say to you guys is that it really came down to everybody being so busy that they couldn't see how they were abandoning themselves. They were abandoning their balance in life. They were abandoning their personal time and freedom with what really matters in life. And as someone who is now older, one of the things that I want to say to you guys is to have a whole life, you really have to slow down. You have to be patient with yourself. You have to give yourself time to evolve into the person that you want to be, because we're all working on that. And, we will be working on that. It's not an end game where you just get there. It's something that you are going to be working on until the day that you die. And that's a good thing, because we always are evolving and growing. That's what we want for ourselves. Every chapter of life brings new learning and new evolving and new relationships. And all of these things help us grow as human beings and make us the whole people that we are. So when we abandon everything because we are so busy on a mission to achieve a goal, to get name recognition, to get awards, to get approval from other people, when we focus all of our time on those things and we abandon all the core things that make life worth living, we're going to be in trouble. And oftentimes in this world, we can be so busy constantly because people are on our backs, to achieve things, or we're on our own back to achieve things. So whether or not you work an earth job where you have bosses to report to and goals that are set for you that you have to achieve, whether or not you work for yourself and you are still on that mission to achieve, whether you are in something that is analytically driven or whether it is something that is spiritually driven, you always have to slow down. You always have to look at the big picture. You always have to take time for yourself to be able to grow. If you achieve and you achieve and you achieve and you achieve and you give little or no time to balance, to relationship, to love, to happiness, to growth, to exercise, to being in nature, if you give no attention to any of those things, then you will end up with a golden empty cup. And that is not what you want, right? You want a cup that is overflowing. And my wisdom that I would impart to you now is if you find yourself so busy all the time that you're barely catching your breath, I would say, think about what it is that you're so busy with. Write it down. Write down a note of what am I so busy with right now. If you're feeling exhausted and tired and unfulfilled, write down all the things that you're spending your time on and see how many of those things are things that are going to benefit you and your spiritual evolution. How many of those things are rewarding your spirit? How many of those things are developing your personal relationships with the people that matter to you? Okay? There are so many things that you can be focusing on, and when we start to be so busy that we're not enjoying our life, it's because all the things that we're focusing on are not the things that are driving our spiritual center. So I would say that the wisdom is just slow down and really take the time to develop the whole person, not just the goal-oriented person, not just the busy person, but the whole person. Because if you can arrive at achievement where you have achieved a goal and you are also feeling a sense of personal fulfillment, that means you're in balance. You've really been working on balancing that whole journey. And I would say that it is a journey because you don't just do it one time, get there and you're done. That balance to focus on personal growth as well as achievement go hand in hand, and they require your constant consciousness on remaining balanced while you do it. That is really the key to being happy and healthy. So that was my coaching message for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that you really take your time with yourself, be patient with yourself, and take your time on this journey of self-fulfillment and development, and really take your time to get there. Be patient with yourself. Don't be so busy that you're exhausted and unfulfilled. Please come back every Wednesday for Life After 50 with Sufi, where I give you my personal coaching message. It's all for free. It's every Wednesday. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Be wise, be happy, love and light. See you next week.